UFC Vegas 107 is this Saturday night. We have 11 fights headlined by Blanchfield taking on Barber. It is a classic Apex event. There's not the biggest names, but there is some fun matchups, and I'm going to be giving my quick picks and favorite bets on this entire card, starting at the bottom, working my way all the way to the top. So let me know in the comments your favorite bets on this entire card and who your favorite underdog is on this entire card. 11 fights. So leave a like on the video, click subscribe, turn those post notifications on. No wager wars this week, but we will have the first ever title defense. We got Couch Warrior, who is 4-0 in the wager wars. He's going to be taking on Giga Chad, MMA Giga Chad, a lot of your guys' favorite. You guys have been screaming at the on the hilltops for him to get a title shot. So, two undefeated guys going at it at UFC 316. Don't miss Wager Wars, so subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you don't miss it. Just Win Baby's going to be taking on the winner of them at UFC 317. All that out of the way, man. Let's get into it. First fight on the card, we got Ryan Dos Santos taking on Ardelene. I'm on the underdog here, plus 250. Ardelene, I think she's going to be... I mean, look, she's not the most technical girl. She's not great anywhere, but she's pretty well-rounded. Ryan Dos Santos fights at a close margin always. You could argue she won both her fights in the UFC, but she's 0-2 in the UFC and a minus 300 favorite. I thought Ardelene as well won this fight over Shauna Bannon. Didn't look great against Melissa Martinez, but this is a step down here. Two 0-2 girls, but one's over 3-1. Yeah, I think that's crazy. Ardelene is going to be, I think, the stronger, slightly bigger girl. And I think she can make it a close 15-minute fight. So give me the underdog plus 250, and we move on. Next up, we got the short notice replacement, Michael Oswell, stepping in to fight Balaji Oki. I do think, Oswell is a really good fighter. I think he's UFC caliber. But I do want to see how they face off and stuff, because I do believe Oki's going to have a sizable advantage. I saw Oswell's coming in shape. I'm sure he's been staying ready, but, he's a career featherweight. Oki's a big lightweight. So I can't go with Oswell. If this line got crazy wide, if I could get like 4-1, I'd probably have to take it. If I end up taking it, I'll tweet it out. But I think for now, this is a spot to sit back. And then when Oswell gets his natural division at 145, I think he can win some fights there in the UFC. I really do like the guy, but I just think this is a tough matchup. But, the line is a little wide. Oki's a little green himself, so we'll see. Next up, this fight is canceled. Trevin Giles was forced to pull out with an injury. I did have Gustafsson, but it is what it is. Giles probably retires from here. Next up, Jordan Levit taking on Kurt Hollah. I don't lay the chalk often, but I did here. I bet Levit at minus 162. I like Hollah. I thought about like an inside the distance, no action, but honestly, can't do it here. I've done that sometimes in the past because he is super tough, super durable, is dangerous. He just can't win minutes, and I think that's what's going to happen here. I think Levit's not going to play that game. 10 years younger. Big grappling advantage here. Hollah is good jiu-jitsu. He just can't stop a takedown. I think Levit gets on top of him, dominates at least 2 of these rounds, and cashes my bet at minus 162. We move on. Alan Nasimento making his long return after 2.5 years, taking on Jacobe, Felio. Two guys that are 2-1 that could easily be 3-0 against stiff competition too. I really am high on both these guys. The inactivity for Nasimento is the big thing. He is a huge flyweight. So it's a little bit of a, something to worry about when he's taking such a long layoff. Arguably one of the biggest flyweights in the division. I'm going to stick with my underdog pick of Jacobe Felio, the layoff. Two guys that fight pretty similar, but if Nasimento comes in shape and looks how he usually does, I mean, dude, he's a tough matchup for anybody in this division. But I think the 2.5 years, Felio can give I think he can push to be the one to get on top a little bit more, but it's got 2 really high-level grapplers. I'm not going to bet it, but I'll slightly lean Felio. Next up, we got Zach Reese taking on Dusko Todorovic. If you got in on those early Dusko prices, I think that was the side. I think the line is wide, but I think Zach Reese is going to knock him out early. You can't trust him at this level. I do like that he's over there at Extreme Couture, training a lot with Strickland and getting good rounds in. I'm sure that's going to help him a lot rather than just beating up guys in his small gym. But Dusko seems pretty locked in. It's just is he mentally all the way? He's a young guy, but man, he's taking a lot of damage. He does look like his confidence taking a hit, but if he can get on top of Zach Reese, it could get dangerous. But I think at this point the lines came back down. I'll probably just pass on this, but I think Zach Reese, round 1 KO. Next up, Ketlin Vieira taking on Macy Chiasson. I'm going with Macy. I think she wins. I bet her at minus 105. I just think she's a better fighter, man. Ketlin Vieira is big. She's got good takedown defense, but I think Macy can win some spots on the feet. I think she can put her up against the cage and have some spots there, win some minutes there. I like Macy, man. I think she's, the Raquel loss, but she was the champ, getting finished. I know it's not a good look. The Aldana fight was super fluke. She was looking great, and then, it is what it is. Cage fights are crazy. I think Macy's a better fighter, and she wins. Ketlin is big. She's tough. She's hard to take down. I get why people are taking a dog shot. Just can't do it. Next up, we got Dustin Jacobe taking on Bruno Lopez. I just think Dustin's just a much better fighter, man. I think Dustin's going to probably knock this guy out, man. If he doesn't, I think he doubles him up on strikes and wins the decision here. I think people are overblowing Jacobe's age. It's a, light heavyweight. You can get away with it a little bit more. I don't think he's as chinny as people act. Bruno Lopez does have power. He does have some submission upside. But I think Jacobe can style on him, kick the shit out of his legs, and win this fight. So give me Jacobe. I bet him at -170, and we move on. Ramiz Brahimaj taking on Billy Ray Goff. I do think Goff should be the favorite. I think he probably pieced him up in the end of the second round, gets a finish. But Brahimaj, man, you can tell he's mentally locked in. He's training hard. He looks great physically. He looked best shape of his life against Mickey Gall. I've never been a big Brahimaj guy, but it does seem like he's rounding out his skills. Been training a lot with Bilal. Definitely wants to get this win. Everybody wants to win, but it definitely seems like he knows this is an important one for him. If he wants to, have a longer career in the UFC. Not that he's going to get cut, but, I know he has bigger aspirations than that. Billy Ray Goff, hopefully he's not drinking the Kool-Aid. It does seem like, he's got some aura. He's feeling the love. This could be one of those letdown spots, man. A big -350 favorite over a good grappler, last-minute opponent switch up. I don't know, man. I do think Goff second round TKO, but if this line gets too wide, this is one I am. I'll tweet it out if I play it. But it's definitely dog or pass. Co-main event, man. Look, this is a coin toss for me. We got Matus Gamrot taking on Ludovic Klein. I just can't. I've been too back and forth, man. Great arguments on both sides. Klein's always had great takedown defense, but not to a level of opponent like Gamrot. Gamrot has been hit a lot. He's been dropped in 6 of his last 10 fights. I was so high on him when he came to the UFC. I picked him in every fight but the Beneil fight. I thought he honestly could have won the Hooker fight. Could have won either way. It is what it is. He was getting, beat down at the end of those rounds. But, his style isn't the most fan-friendly, for some. I like grappling and, I don't hate his style, but some don't. I get it. I do think the size could be a problem for Klein, and that's why I can't take the underdog shot. But I do like Klein. He's got the finish upside. He is very good. He's on the upswing. Gamrot's kind of on the down. We'll see. It's a coin toss for me, and I'm going to stay off of it. Next up, we got Aaron Blanchfield taking on Macy Barber. Man, this is a good fight. I'm never high on the women's MMA main events. I'm just not going to lie, but this one is good. Two good young prospects. Not even really prospects at this point. Contenders, but I just say prospects because of their age. Size up pretty well. Both girls are dangerous on top. I'd say Macy better ground and pound, but the overall better grappler, better girl, more dangerous girl on top is going to be Aaron Blanchard. I think that's where the biggest discrepancy is. I don't see a finish. I think it's going to be a hard-fought 25-minute fight. But if Blanchfield gets on top of Barber, the submission will be live. I really do think both girls are too tough, too durable, too experienced at this point, even though they're young, to get submitted or a finish. But I would, if there's a finish, gun to my head, even though everyone's saying Macy KO. And I do think this line is wide. I think Aaron, if she gets on top, could definitely get a sub as well. That being said, I do think the money line side is definitely dog or pass, man. This is going to be a close 25-minute fight. Both girls got good gas tanks. We haven't seen Macy 5 rounds, sure, but we have seen her pick up and win third rounds consistently. So she does have the power advantage. The volume, it's going to be close. Probably Blanchfield, but she doesn't have as much pop to her shots. If she can't get takedowns here, she probably isn't winning. So yeah, man. I'm going to stick with my pick of Blanchfield, but I think it's definitely dog or pass on this main event. And plus 200 is tempting, man. It's been one. That and the Brahimaj are probably the most two tempting bets that I haven't made so far. I mean, I will say the Oswell, just because I'm not the biggest on Oki, and I think he's a little green. Those are the three that I'm and I also was kind of considering the over in this Oki Oswell fight. I think both guys are pretty tough, durable. Obviously, Oki got finished in his last loss, but that was kind of a crazy guillotine. Duncan's got a sick guillotine, as we found out lately. So I think it probably goes 15. So I might bet the over in that. I could take an Oswell dog shot. a Brahimaj or a Barber dog shot. But for now, I got Ardelene plus 250, Macy minus 105, Jacobe minus 170, and Levit minus 162. That's Macy, Shia, so not Barber. That's it for now for me, guys. Like the video, click subscribe, turn those post notifications on. Check out Wager Wars next week. We're going to do Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe. If anything changes, I'll tweet it out. Follow me at Cody MMA on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And more importantly, the Wager Wars MMA on Twitter. So you can stay up to date on the rankings, the matchups, when we're going live, all that good stuff. You can also join the Discord and stay up to date on the rankings and all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe. Turn those post notifications on. I appreciate you. Peace.